Hi, my name's Luke Papandrea. I'm the CEO of Goal Invest. First of all, I want to say congratulations. By downloading this report, you've taken your first step towards a rich, happy retirement, free from money worries. Because investing in property has always been the best way to build long-term wealth in Australia, and that isn't changing anytime soon. You'll receive a link to download your free report shortly. Make sure you read it, as it's fully packed of useful information, like a full breakdown of all costs involved when purchasing an investment property, how much it will cost you to keep the property each week, a detailed projection on the profits at 1, 2, 3, 5 and even 10 years, what kind of tax benefits you'll be eligible for, and much, much more. While you're waiting for your report, I'd like to talk to you about two things. First, I want to explain why I believe now is one of the best times I've seen to start investing in property. And second, I want to show you how you can get the very best investment property at the very best price. As this advice works whether you're looking at buying your very first property or you want to add it to your existing portfolio. But before I get to that, let me briefly tell you a little about myself. You could say Aussie properties is in my blood. My father was in the real estate industry for over 50 years. Our dining conversations were more about Adelaide houses and suburbs rather than footy and cricket. No doubt that's why I decided to get into property over 20 years ago. With all his experience, not just mine, but through my father's before me, hearing these stories and his thoughts on the market, suburbs and individual properties has really given me a longer term perspective and broader understanding of the market than most. And it has really helped me when it comes to figuring out which properties is which areas, brought at which time, that has the best chance of making money. Now, I'm not telling you to big note myself. Those around me know me as a quite humble person. I just want to be sure that my advice is worth listening to. And this is important because bad advice is one of the biggest problems when it comes to property here in Australia. Every bloke and his dog has an opinion. Everyone wants to give you their 2 cents of advice, which is fine when you're just having a chat, but when it comes to investing your hard-earned money, you want to listen to an expert. You want someone who's been in industry for years and who has had multiple properties and have a track record under their belt. And you definitely don't want to listen to all those journos running around like headless chooks saying property prices are going to fall off a cliff. Why? Well, just take a look at their track record. They've been waving their arms around for the best part of 2 decades. And what's happened in the meantime? The median price of a house here in Australia has gone up by 430%. That's more than 4 times. Now, of course, the fact that property prices have been going up for the past 20 years doesn't guarantee they're going to keep going up. But if you look at the numbers, it's hard to deny that all the factors are pointing towards more demand and higher prices. According to the Australian Bureau of Statistics, the Australian population is expected to grow by 11 million people by 2050. 11 million? Now I know 2050 is a long time away, but let's break down that number. 11 million people over 34 years is more than 323,000 people a year. In turn, that's 6,200 people being born or moving to our beautiful country every single week. All those people need a place to rent or buy. So what's all the demand going to do to property prices? That's right. Keep them going up one way, up. Add the fact that interest rates are at historic record lows and you're looking at the perfect environment for property investors. So while everyone's panicking about a big crash, the smart investors are quietly snapping up every quality property they can get their hands on. Why do you think clearance rates continue to stay so high? Because these guys are buying. So the question is, how do you get your foot into the door? How do you find the best properties at the best prices that give you a steady rental income over the next 5, 10, 20 years? Then a nice chunk of cash when you sell. Well, there's a saying amongst some property investors, get in first or don't get in at all. Let me explain. When you see a new property up for sale, you're actually already too late. Before a build goes up to the public, the developer will release the properties to a selected group of investors. To get to pick and choose the best ones before anyone else. And more importantly, you get the insider deals, which can sometimes be up to 20% discount. So how do you get into one of these insider deals? I'll be straight with you. It's not easy. Luckily at Goal Invest, we have a good relationship with many developers and builders across Australia. And that combined with our buying power means we can pre-negotiate special deals to get our clients huge discounts off the plan and properties. But getting a great property at a great price doesn't necessarily mean at no questions asked by. You need to make sure it's the right property for you, your current situation and your goals. In other words, you need to crunch all the numbers and make sure you know exactly what you're paying and earning. What are the upfront costs? How much are the ongoing weekly costs? What tax benefits can you claim? How does it affect your super? How much can you expect in weekly rent? How about when you sell in 5 or 10 years' time? All this stuff, we believe, is just as important as finding the right property. That's why at Goal Invest, we use the latest data modelling and analyst techniques, combined with knowledge from our team of experts, accountants, financial planners and financial advisors. We crunch all the numbers to create the most accurate forecast possible on a property. We then turn this into one easy to follow report for you so you can have all the information you need to make a fully informed decision right here in your hands. A realistic prediction on how much money you can make each year, how often your property might be empty, clarity on all the fees, taxes or maintenance cost a year down the line. Something you can take to your accountant or financial planner to get their thoughts and see how much kind of steady rental income can benefit your life in retirement. Look, I know this is all a lot to take in at once, so I'd like to help you out by offering you a free 30-minute investment consultation where we'll run through all this with you and answer any questions you may have. We'll also discuss your needs and your goals, then come up with a personalised plan tailored just for you. You receive a property investment analysis report based on your income, your borrowing capacity, and we'll even show you the kinds of properties you can invest in smartly and affordably. And don't worry, you won't be getting a sales pitch. We'll be speaking to one of our highly trained property investment consultants, not a salesperson, and you'll be under absolutely no obligation to buy a property through us or even use any of our other services. We understand that property is a serious, long-term investment, not some get-rich-quick scheme, and not something to get into lightly. That's why we don't employ high-pressure sales tactics. We simply want to get all the information you need. Once you've had a chat with one of us, you're welcome to take your personal plan, have your accountant look over it, or whatever else you like. Then if you decide that you would like us to help you find the perfect investment property, you'll like to access our insider deals that can save you tens of thousands of dollars, simply get in touch with us.